Hello, this is my third video, and today I am reviewing the IS-2 or Yusuf Stalin 2 Premium Heavy Soviet tank. It's in Tier 7 like its regular counterpart, the IS, in the regular Tech tree. And there's only quite a few differences between this and the regular IS. For example, it's a premium tank firstly, and so will earn a higher number of credits compared to the regular IS. It has a better sloped frontal armor, and that is quite helpful when fighting tanks below and on your tier. And it has a slightly better turret, but it still won't make much of a difference. And however, this is pretty much almost similar to the regular IS. I mean, it shares the same weakness. It has a very weak low frontal plate. It shares a very weak fuel tank, and its ammo rack can be damaged at times. And it's pretty much an upgrade to the IS. It also shares the same gun statistic. It has a 122mm D25T, which is shared on the IS and I believe the KV3. And it has the same speed pretty much at around 34 kilometers per hour. And its gun is has a good alpha 400, the highest I believe for a heavy tank, and its penetration is not that great compared to tanks like the Tiger, the AMX 5100, the AMX M445. It has 175mm pen, but while it may lack in tier 8 matches, it can certainly pen most tanks it faces in its same tier, and definitely pretty much all tanks in the tier below. And its high explosive round is also quite high at 500. 61 millimeters of penetration can go through a lot of tanks it faces at the back. So, and it can like go through the VK28.01's back. It can hit the AMX M445 sides and the German tank destroyers, including the Jagdpanther and the Jagdpanther, along with its cousins, the Stura Emil and the Nashon and the Borsig. But its dispersion is really bad at 0.435. So this gunner is immediately ruled out as a sniping tag, and when playing at tier 8, instead of sniping, it's best you play a second line staying behind the tier 8 tanks, and you can do well with it. And obviously when it's high tier, you should perform frontline duty because your armor can bounce quite a lot of shots, and your gun can have a powerful influence in battle. And you should avoid showing its rear to the KV2, while it might be a slight exception, and the Su-152. They can take away almost all of your health because the high roll of the KV2 and the Su-152's round can pretty much almost insta kill you, set you on fire, or take about a large, and I mean large, chunk of health. And so just avoid showing your sides, just face them at front, and while you may get penned by their high explosive rounds frontally, it still deals about 400-500 damage like most tanks. And the Su-152's premium rounds can also penetrate you frontally, so just beware of that. And it's not the best credit earner for a premium tank. Obviously, there are many tanks you could choose above it for credit earning. And to minimize costs, which you can go into negative at times, I would just equip either milk or standard fuel, or at most these because extra combat rations can cost you a lot if you get defeated. And I carry the regular consumables pack. I would put 8 rounds for high explosive, 5 rounds for penetrating tier 8, and in some cases tier 9 tanks, and the rest 80 rounds because um, it can pen most of the tanks in its tier, and it's not really that premium ammo dependent until you face higher tiers. And so you should keep just 5 to 6 rounds just for emergency when you're in face to face with an IS-2, 3, and whatever. And it can't pen its cousin it can't pen this itself either that easily. So pack premium ammo for that. And overall, it's a great tank. It's definitely a brawler when high tier, but should resort to second line support once in higher tiers because its gun can be a bit trollish in penetration and accuracy. So stay close to the battle and you should perform well with it. And considering the rarity of the tank, it's not the most rarest in the game, but it should be easy for you to get a mastery in this. And I picked this tank up for free when doing the AMX Chasseur des Chars event. I never spent money on the crates that they offered. Rather, I just grinded and got crates until this was given to me, which was really nice. At first, I didn't like it because its low frontal plate was proving a bit of a problem for me. But later on, I started to understand how to play this tank, and this tank can perform really excellent in battle. And I've got a mastery in it, and since its numbers are pretty low on the game servers, it shouldn't be too hard to get a mastery if you do well enough in a battle. But you do have to put the effort in for a mastery, and this tank is no different to that rule.